part F, which says that on our part F, we have h of x being equal to cot 5x all over x minus 7 to the power of, they're just mixing things, huh? X minus 7 to the power of 4. Either way, we know what cot is. It's 1 over 10. So we'll say h of x is just going to be 1 over 10. Well, we don't even need to, because when it's differentiation, we can differentiate cot. So I don't need to convert it to a 10. I can leave it in this form. Now, what do I have? This is as easy as ever, because I have just my quotient ray, and I can deal with this. So we can call this u and v. So you can say let u be equal to cot 5x. Then v be equal to x minus 7 to the power of 4. So, of course, they would have wanted you to do this the longer way, but there's no need to do all that. We can just do it this way. We can now say u prime is, this as well is a composite function. Can you see it's a cot 5x, not a cot x? So that means composite function. So what do? I start by differentiating the outside. Remember that this is the outside times the derivative of the inside. What is the outside? It's cot. What's the derivative of cot? It's negative cosec squared. So it's cosec squared 5x. The 5x doesn't change. You're just differentiating the outside, the cot. You don't change it to anything. Then you multiply by the derivative of the inside. Derivative of 5x is 5. Then, so this becomes negative 5 cosec squared 5x. If we see it as a cosec squared x and it was a cot 5x, then you have lost marks. Okay? Now, what is it going to be now here? You say v prime now becomes, how do I do v prime? The outside again times the derivative of the inside. What is the outside? Drop the power 4, and x minus 7 is now to the power of 3, okay? The inside doesn't change. It comes as an x minus 7. You're just dealing with the outside. So you say v prime would be 4, then x minus 7 to the power of 3. It's like you do the power root. Then you multiply by the derivative of the inside. Derivative of x is 1. Derivative of 7 is nothing. So this just becomes 4x minus 7 all cubed. Anyway, now we can then say that for h, you can say h prime of x. This is going to be equal to, since it's quotient rule, it's low, v d high, u prime, minus high, u d low, v prime over square the bottom of v squared. So it's going to be, what's my low? X minus 7 to the power of 4. It's there here, v. And it's going to be, so it is equal to x minus 7 to the power of 4. This multiplies derivative of the top, which is negative 5 cosec squared 5x. Minus, now we put it like this because we want to cover everything, this whole u v prime. What is my u? Cot 5x times v prime. What is v prime? This is just going to multiply. V prime is 4 multiplying x minus 7 to the power of 3. Okay? So this whole thing is just being multiplied. Then you can put your square bracket, and it's all over square the bottom, which is v, x minus 7 to the power of 4 all squared. So it's x minus 7 to the power of 4. And this thing is all squared. So now what do I then get here? It's going to be negative 5. Okay, you put the number first of x minus 7 to the power of 4. And this is going to multiply cosec. So, I mean, we could start by putting the cosec. It's still fine. Negative 5 cosec squared 5x multiplying x minus 7 to the power of 4. Then here we have it as minus, this whole thing is going to be f4, then cot 5x, then multiplying x minus 7 to the power of 3. Then all over, here we're going to have x minus 7, and it's going to be the power of 4 times 2, because if you have a number with the power raised to another power, you multiply the powers. So it's the power of 8. That is what we end up having. Then what does this become? Can we simplify it? Yes. We can pull out an x minus 7 to the power of 3, the lowest power possible. It's x minus 7 to the power of 3. Here we remain with minus 5 cosec squared 5x. But now since you've already taken x minus 7 to the power of 3, you just remain with an x minus 7. Then it's going to be minus 4 cot 5x. To the power of 3 is all gone, so there'll be nothing left there. Then it's all over. In here, we still have x minus 7 to the power of 8. So we'll say now this into, we can say x minus 7 to the power of 3 into x minus 7 to the power of 3 is 1. into x minus 7 to the power of 8, you reduce the powers because you are dividing things with the same power. You subtract those powers. 8 minus 3 is 5, so it becomes x minus 7 to the power. You put with a pencil to the power of 5. So now this is just going to become here negative 5 cosec squared 5x multiplying x minus 7 minus 4 cot 5x, and it's going to be over x minus 7 to the power of 5. What we can't do is cancel here and here. No. You have to factor out of these two first, like we did here. Okay, right, that's what you got to do. So this is going to be your final solution, and we have it as our h dash of x, and you are done.